Listen, don't be on like autopilot. All right, it's real easy to slide into autopilot mode, right? Or whatever they got now, these super cruise controls where the car's driving itself. Well, don't do that with your life. Don't get on the road and just kind of let the car drive itself. Don't do that. Because when that's happening, you're not directing what's going on. You're not in control anymore. You're just drifting. You aren't steering the car or the plane or whatever. It's not going where you want it to go. It's just going wherever it's going. Just random. Just unintentional. Inadvertently moving forward with no actual direction. Don't let that happen with your life. The soldier doesn't ask questions. The soldier doesn't complain. The soldier doesn't hesitate. The soldier executes. And you got to get that soldier part of your brain working. That's what the soldier's supposed to do. Execute. So that's what you need to do. You need to separate and clearly understand those two parts of your brain, the general and the soldiers. And when the general and the soldiers both do what they're supposed to do, that's a united front. And that's an unstoppable force. That's discipline up and down the chain of command.
So the idea is that you have to give up something of value now so that you make the future better. And sometimes it's even something you love now, and that's a good example too, because often the things that stop us from moving forward are our attachments to things that we should no longer be attached to, right? And in fact, you can almost make that definitional. If you're not moving forward in your life, there's a high probability that you have some idea or some mode of action or some habit that you're so in love with that you won't let go of it.
Make a list of certain words that you use that don't serve you well. What are those words? Your kids are listening to you. Your siblings are listening to you. Your peers are listening to you. The people who work with you are listening to you. Are those effective words? No? Stop using them. Add them to a list and moving forward, I don't want to use these words. You use them once, be aware, not going to use it again. Then, what words do you want to add to your repertoire? What words do you want to add to your dictionary? Start using those words.
It's actually easy to find yourself with your life on some kind of a cruise control, super cruise control, autopilot scenario. You do something, whatever, you take some action. You do something in a day. And the next day, it kind of worked yesterday, so you do it today. You repeat that action. And then you repeat it again. And that little repetition forms a pattern. And the pattern becomes a routine, and the routine becomes a rut. And it's hard to get out of a rut. Now, of course, there are patterns that you can form. There are routines that you can develop. There's habits that you can get of good behavior. Of course, waking up, working out, eating clean, writing, reading, working. You can form those habits as well. And if you form those types of routines that are positive behavior or positive habits, then good for you, good job. But the habits that you don't intentionally form, you gotta watch out for those. They don't take you anywhere positive. They drift down the path of least resistance. And you know what? They're not obvious. They're not obvious. They creep up on you. You might not even notice these little patterns that you've developed, because they come on gradually and they feel comfortable, right? They put your mind at ease. We're always more comfortable doing something that we've already done before. So they lure you in. But they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all. They're hurting you. So snap out of that. Get out of that rut. Turn off that autopilot. And grab the wheel and steer your habits and your routines and steer your life in the direction you actually want to go. Take control and drive. You are the general that is in charge of your life. In charge of the war of your life. Some people talk about being the CEO of your life. I'm telling you, you are the general of your life because it's a war. It's a war going on. The battle that's going on in your life to be stronger and smarter and faster and better. So that means as the general, you're the one who decides what you do and how you're going to do it. You come up with a strategy. It's on you. You create the tactics. You, as the general in charge, you make the plan and you give the orders to the troops. That's what you do. You direct them because you are the jet. But you gotta remember this. You are also the troops. You are also the troops. In your life, you have to both plan and you have to execute. The ideas that you come up with as the general in charge, you're also the troops that have to make those plans happen. Just like on the battlefield. Sure, the general comes up with a plan, but it's the soldiers that fight. For you as a person, you have to do both. And we often forget that.